One of the really interesting ways about nature is that it really heals a lot more than we know. And I'm here in this amazing forest. It's quite small, but when you get inside, when you walk in, it's like there's just this immense amount of peace that you feel. I actually should have brought my tripod. And it's so soothing, it's so grounding, and you learn a lot from nature in many ways because it really invites you to stillness, right? So I feel like every time I get overwhelmed or have lots of things going on, the one place I most of the time tune into, besides practicing yoga, is really being in nature, immersing myself in the greenery, seeing the colors. And now here it's fall, so you can see that the colors, the leaves are beginning to fall. And if we can learn from nature, we apply that to our life. So what nature provides is stillness, peace, patience, calm, and also like a reset button. So if anytime you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed by really anything in particular, if you have anything around you, maybe you don't really have a big forest like this, but it can be really anything, like finding a tree you can gaze on, or maybe a trail that is near your house. But to really use or find what you have in front of you, and it doesn't have to be this magical thing. It really can be any type of nature, whether it was a tree, whether it's a landscape of so when we feel still within us, right? This is something I most of the time talk about. When we feel still inside of us, we are grounded. We don't need any external validation. We don't need any pleasing to take place. We don't need anyone to tell us what to do or to give us more clarity, because we're already clear, right? And to make a decision on something important to us, right, we need to decide first from a calm state. We need to accept that there are moments where maybe we're not feeling at our best. Maybe we need a bit of stillness. Maybe a hot tea and just your thoughts and your books. I feel the most or the best when I'm just having a cup of warm tea with a book and start journaling my thoughts. And what usually happens when you start journaling your thoughts is there needs to be nothing but your clear thoughts, your clear mind. It doesn't specifically have to get you anywhere. There's no result to what you're doing, but what you get is internal peace and then presence within yourself. And that's just a great lesson that years and years, it took years and years of practice. And it's just noticing the little things. And I think I am getting good at this because sometimes I take it for granted, when you see the same things you see every day, when you are around nature, you have access to it. You don't pay attention to it as much, right? But when there is less of something in front of you, we tend to feel its absence when it's not there. It's very obvious and clear. So I guess my whole point of this video is to really be still. Allow yourself to be still. See what comes up. Is there any thoughts that maybe you need to pay attention to, or maybe an inner sensation, and just begin to write with flow, right? So anytime you want to make a decision from your heart, that decision is really speaking highly of your own guidance system, and it's not really out of fear, it's not out of your traumas, it's not out of your reaction, it's coming from a present response. That's what you want to tap into, not the fear, not the reaction, not the trauma, not the experience, but you likely want to make a decision from that place of stillness, from that place of, I'm grounded within, my head is clear, so I can decide best. And often you don't have to get it right in the beginning. When you decide something, there will be different thoughts, there will be different opinions, there will be different voices you listen to inside of you. Know that it's nothing crazy, there's nothing wrong with you. If someone tells you that, don't believe them. I personally don't think that anybody can have opinions over you unless you allow them, or unless you are easily influenced without paying attention to your needs, to your wants, to your desires, so to speak. And that's one of the few lessons that nature taught me. There is plenty more that I would love to share. If that's something that you're interested in, I would probably make a part 2. But really be still, right? When you're in nature, and then sometimes I try to be more and more present without listening to music, without having headphones on, without taking my phone. Sometimes I do pick up my phone just to write some thoughts, because I get so creative. I get this gush of, this inspiration, creativity just comes in when I'm around nature. And this is why I like to create or film videos when I'm walking or when I'm out in nature, because that's when my thoughts are aligned with my body. I feel present. I feel, this clarity that I wouldn't have felt if I was maybe sitting at home or not really doing anything. So it's finding what you can do in the moment to bring you to stillness. And so many people have different ways to do it. Maybe they meditate. Maybe during breath work they have this clarity of thought. Maybe during before sleep, maybe after you're drinking a herbal tea, you feel more calm and your nervous system is regulated. That's the best moment to decide. That's the best moment to take a step ahead towards something that is from love, that is from that supportiveness, not from, the fear that I talked about. And I'd like to use the tools that work for you. And I'm not here to tell anybody this is wrong, this is right. And that's not really my intention with anything that I share. I really want it to be a personal journey that you get to experience and see if it works. If it doesn't, you get to always change it. You have full permission from yourself, right, to change whatever it is that you're deciding to believe, whether it's about yourself, whether it's about life. And it's okay to get it wrong, to mess it up, to not have things work the way you want it to make a bad decision and fail till you learn what it's like to make a decision from a different place, from that intention, right? Making a decision from intention is different than making a decision from fight or flight, from fear, making a decision from necessity, that I must or I have to, right? So you get to pick what works for you and then go from there. I'm gonna start working because I feel like I have this blood type where I attract mosquitoes, so I can't really sit. And the moment that I sit, I see all of them just walk all over me, which is not a great feeling. It's intense. Let me tell you, it's intense. So I hope this inspires you in any way to get out there. I hope this encourages you to see beyond the fears, beyond the limitations you set for yourself, and tap into the possibilities of what is there. Because sometimes we don't really look, right? We have limited perception. We have a limited point of view of what we're capable of. But unless we step into the very thing that we want to become, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of courage. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. That doesn't mean it's going to take forever. It just requires you to be patient. This is why I'm speaking of nature, because it teaches you patience. It invites you to look around, because you can't really walk into a forest, have those different colors or the greenery, and not have you look at it, because it's just immersive. You feel something, your body knows, and maybe sometimes you don't or can't explain the feeling. This is why most people just tend to go for a walk in nature if it's accessible, right? But anything that helps you be grounded is a place that you're going to lean towards. So if it was a relationship, if it was a career choice, if that feels really aligned with you and your values, you won't question it. You just know within that you feel comfortable. You feel you can be yourself. You can be at peace with whatever there is. And yeah, just get to appreciate. Maybe even give a tree a hug, right? Maybe feel it. Maybe touch and experience the energy that comes from the tree, as it's not pretending to be one, but it just stands there, right? So yeah, I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next video.